you ever have one of those days where your brain just taps you on the shoulder like, hey, quick question. What exactly are we doing with our life? And you're standing there, half asleep, hair in a bun that's actively defying gravity, toothbrush hanging out of your mouth like, we are doing our best. But your brain doesn't care. It has zero respect for timing. It chooses chaos every time. And suddenly, this tiny thought, this microscopic inconvenience, turns into a full existential earthquake. You start wondering if you're wasting time, if you chose the wrong degree, if your future self is silently judging you from a distance, if everyone else is secretly 10 steps ahead while you're still trying to figure out how taxes work. It's honestly wild how fast the spiral hits. One moment you're vibing, scrolling memes, drinking water like a responsible adult. Next moment, you're questioning the meaning of existence while staring at a ceiling fan like it has the answers. And why does it always hit when life is quiet? Why do our existential crises have the worst timing? Why can't they show up at a more productive hour? Like 3 p.m. during sunlight, when the brain is slightly more stable. But no, it always shows up in silence. That weird stillness where your head has nothing to distract itself with. And then, you're just sitting there, awake at midnight, looking at your life like it's a puzzle someone forgot to give you the picture for. All these scattered pieces, no clear edges, nothing connecting yet. Just vibes and confusion. It's not even that you want a perfect plan. You want the bare minimum, like a vague direction. A "you are here" dot on the map. But instead, you're here. Somewhere between I'm growing and I'm losing it, between I'll figure it out and what if I never do. And yeah, it sucks. It really does, this stuckness, this floating feeling, this awkward waiting room between who you were and who you're supposed to become. But here's the part I've been thinking about a lot lately. Maybe not knowing isn't a flaw. Maybe it's not even a problem. Maybe it's just part of being human. Because, think about it, nobody talks about the in-between stages. Everyone only shares the before and after, the glow-ups, the wins, the moment that look clean and shiny and Instagram ready. But what about the actual real part? The dark, messy, confusing middle where you don't know what you're doing. Nobody posts that. Nobody posts the night where they cried in their bathroom. Nobody posts the mornings where they woke up and felt nothing. Nobody posts the weeks where they felt lost, directionless, unmotivated, and stuck. But that's the truth behind every big success. There was a long stretch of confusion before clarity ever showed up. Some people are just better at pretending that they weren't confused. So, here is a thought. What if you stopped assuming you're behind? What if this is the stage you're supposed to be in? What if you're not failing? What if you're transforming? Not in the dramatic movie way with inspirational music and a montage, but in the slow, subtle, deeply human way. Because transformation isn't cute, it's uncomfortable, it's awkward. It's like literally your entire inner world rearranging itself because something old no longer fits. Of course, it feels like chaos. That's how change starts. And maybe life isn't supposed to be some crystal clear roadmap you follow step by step. Maybe it's more like walking through fog. You can't see the whole path. You can't predict the turns. You can't plan every moment, but you can see the step right in front of you. Just one. And sometimes that's enough. Because clarity isn't a lightning bolt, it's a slow, gentle sunrise. You don't notice it happening, you just look up one day and realize the world is brighter. So no, you don't need to figure out your life tonight. You don't need to choose your career path before you're ready. You don't need to magically get it together. You just need to keep showing up for yourself in small ways. And I know that sounds too simple, too soft, too anticlimactic. We want big answers, big signs, big revelations. We want the universe to email us a PDF labeled Life Purpose Final Draft. But that's not how life works. Life isn't Netflix. There are no previews, no clear season arcs, no guaranteed aha moments in episode 3. But there are tiny things you can control. Like choosing something today, so just one thing that moves you a little closer to who you want to become. Not the whole journey, just one tiny step. For some people that might be applying for a course, for others it might be journaling. For someone it might be finally getting out of the bed on a bad day. And for you that might be listening to this, sitting with your thoughts instead of running from them, admitting that you feel lost. That takes courage too, because here's the part people never tell you. You can be lost and still moving. You can be confused and still growing. You can have no idea what you're doing and still be getting somewhere. So if you are in that place, that foggy, floaty, soul-crushing place, take a breath. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not doomed. You're becoming something. And maybe the point of this stage is not to figure out your whole life, but to learn how to take one step at a time without needing to see the finish line. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's what being alive actually feels like. And maybe you're doing better than you think.